Hmm. Is it possible to be the smartest kid in the room but still be dumb? If someone can name every part of my car, does that mean they're highly intelligent? Well, they may know every name for every part, but if they have no idea what a gas tank is for or how to get the car to run, then they're not very smart. There's a difference between information and knowledge. It's similar to the difference between common sense and being smart. Here's a short story to illustrate what I'm saying. I used to go camping and fishing with my sons for opening day of trout season in the Sierras every year. We'd go with several other dads and their sons. It was a great tradition. Opening day is the last Saturday in April. We'd usually go to Upper Twin Lake outside of Bridgeport. The elevation's about 8,000 feet, and about half the time, there'd still be snow on the ground. We typically would always tent camp, so it was a little chilly and wet. One year, one of my buddies brought his nephew Billy along. Billy had never been camping, so he was very excited. When we started setting up our tents, Billy ran around in the snow. This was a new experience for him. He tossed snowballs at us, made snow angels, slid down the hill on his rear. After about 20 minutes, he came to his Uncle Jim and said he was cold and wet. Jim told him to go change his clothes and hop in the truck while we finished. Billy changed his clothes, but went back to playing in the snow. We watched, we shook our heads. About another half hour went by, and Billy came back to Jim, said he was again wet and cold. Jim repeated his instructions to change and sit in his truck while we still finished setting up camp. Billy changed, but again jumped and played in the snow. After about another 30 minutes, he came back and Jim repeated for the third time his instructions. Billy responded and said he didn't have any more clean, dry clothes because he only brought 2 extra sets. Our group, including the boys, looked at each other and rolled our eyes. Later, we laughed as we retold the story. While Billy was a pretty smart kid, he was really dumb with his common sense. He knew the snow was cold and wet. He knew he only had a few sets of clothes. He was told not to keep playing in the snow, but he didn't think and put these things together. His lack of critical thinking was evident by the pile of wet clothes. Some walk through life accepting everything they're told based on who is simply loud and passionate. Some process information all the time. Is this true? Is that real? Do they know what they're talking about? I disagree with you. But I want to ask, why do you disagree? Why are they wrong and you're right? You see, there's a learned system that helps to set apart deciding what's true and right versus false and wrong. It's not too tough. And once you get it, it's a step to being wicked smart. Have you by chance been told you should be a lawyer because you argue all the time? Learning how to think isn't a magic thing like being Harry Potter, where you have it or you don't. It's a system that once you learn it, makes you usually smarter and more knowledgeable than others. Most never learn how to think. You can be like Billy and keep putting on dry clothes and then getting wet and cold, like those who race to think they know and are right. Or you can decide that it's a good time to learn how to think. The world is filled with folks like Billy. Are you ready to be among the few who are usually right because they know how to think well? My name is Mike Hatcher. I hope you join me for my class. For those always right, Critical Thinking 101.